Hi there. Thank you so much for tuning into Fab Trends by Mia. So as you can see from the title, yes, today's video a very exciting, and this is a comparison video. So we've got Mula Mula versus Mula Mula Rouge Extreme. One is the flanker, a new release as you are all aware, and a lot of you have been getting in touch asking me, should I buy the new Mula Mula? Should I sample it? What are the differences? So I'm here to give you all the deets after having sampled it. Yes, I've been sampling it for what, a month now. So here I am, ready to give you all the details. Should you go out and buy the new one if you've got the old one? And if you sampled the first one, what are the differences with the new one? Let's do this. Right, so here we are, and this is what it's all about. We've got the two fragrances. So this is the first release. This is the Mula Mula, and we've got the new Rouge Extreme. And obviously they are both extrait de parfums, and Byron are very good. I think all the fragrances, yes, I believe all the fragrances in the Byron Parfums collection are all extrait. And this one, obviously new release, 2020 release. It only came out last month. So, and I did initial impressions, so you all know I did love this one. Just for the record, before we even get into it, they are both very lovely fragrances. I'm so glad I have them in my collection. So before we do the comparison, let's compare the notes. So the listed notes in the first Mula Mula, we had peach, we had red fruits, and then we had saffron, and we had caramel. In the heart notes, we had cypriot oil, we as well we had pink pepper and ginger. In the heart, in the base notes, we had agar oud, we had benzoin, and we had musk. We had peru balsam, we had patchouli, and vanilla. So those notes we are all very familiar with, and I've spoken so many times about Mula Mula on my channel. And if you remember, if you've been following me for a while, then you will know that this was my one fragrance for life. So I absolutely love the original Mula Mula. It's my one fragrance for life, for a good reason. This fragrance is just amazing, gourmand, gorgeous, fresh. It's everything I would love in a fragrance, and I've enjoyed wearing this fragrance from the moment I sniffed it. It's been on so many of my lists: winter, spring, summer, you name it. Beast mode, everything. Performs, projects, amazing fragrance. Let's move on to Mula Mula Rouge Extreme. So the difference, what I've noticed, the difference is it's not too much difference in the notes composition wise. So in the top notes for the Rouge Extreme, we've got strawberry, cherry, and raspberry. So we've got the three berries there. So I think this is as well why they named it Rouge Extreme. Obviously it's quite a intense composition of berries. And then in the heart notes, we've still got the ginger, but this time there is added rose bay. And instead of the nagamotha, the cypriot oil, which you had in the previous heart, that's removed, and instead you've got the rose bay. So those are, so far that's the difference. And as well, there's no peach listed in the new Mula Mula. So far we've got two differences in the notes. Moving along, we come to the base. So the base in the new one, we still get the oud, and we still have the patchouli, we still have the vanilla, but instead we do not have the peru balsam, and we don't have the musk, but instead we do get the sandalwood. So those are the main differences. So just a slight tweak with the notes. So how does this smell? Well, I'll actually spray them for the purpose of the video, just refresh my nose. So, and going in with the old Mula Mula. Right. Oh. Gorgeous. I will tell you what, to my nose, and obviously I've made my lists of things I was picking up. So with the new Mula Mula, it's obviously slightly sweeter. You get obviously more berries at the top, but at the same time it feels more, it's more dense than the original. The original still remains a bit more sweet, more fresh, and I believe that is the combination, obviously the peach and the ginger. And you know, after, as the fragrance wears on, you do realize that the new Mula Mula, it comes off more spicier, it's more to the spice side, whereas the old Mula Mula is more fresh. And for that reason, to my nose, whilst it is definitely unisex, I feel that the new Mula Mula tends more to the masculine side, because I think the spiciness and the denseness that's added to this. And as well, in the base we've got wood in both compositions, but I've said this so many times and you all will remember, I don't pick up much wood at all in the original composition, but in this one the wood in the base is there. It is there, not so pronounced, because the wood in this one is your clean wood. It's not the skunky wood, so it's not like a skunky wood. No. It's a lovely wood, just lovely clean wood, and I think that's what gives the base of the fragrance a nice base, nice backbone to the fragrance. And that wood mixed with the sandalwood and the vanilla just blends beautifully, and it just adds that nice depth that you want in a backbone. Like this is a good fragrance. It is a gorgeous composition as well. Definitely, like I said, this is more unisex, but more on the masculine side, because if you are a man that sampled the initial composition and thought it's a bit too sweet for my liking, the added wood, and even though you think it's more fruits in this one, it should be sweeter because the wood is more pronounced. And as well, the addition of the rose bay, that rose bay just kind of tweaks things, you know, where it should get gourmandish, it's not as gourmand. This one is not in your face gourmand. And as well, one thing I'll tell you, this fragrance is not so much in your face, whereas the old Mula Mula would be, because the old Mula Mula, it's very, very noticeable, like it's a bit loud. You would say that it's more loud because it's hard to miss, like it's always there. Whereas this one, it's more refined, it's more on the refined side of things. So a gorgeous composition again. And as well, this one, I feel like this is a fragrance that will be enjoyed as well throughout the year, I would say, but definitely in the cooler weather it will be even better in the cooler weather. But you could wear this throughout the year. I can see myself wearing this throughout the year, because I've said this before, we don't get so extreme cold weathers or hot weathers all year round, so this fragrance I would wear it throughout the year. And as well, in comparison for performance, I felt the Mula Mula from before, the older Mula Mula is definitely slightly more longer lasting compared to the new one. And I could put that down to maybe because the caramel was more pronounced, so the sweetness kind of lasted longer, made it last longer. And as well, maybe it was the benzoin as well, because now we don't have benzoin in the new composition, so could be down to quite a few things. And as well, obviously the Peru balsam, we don't have that. So for whatever reason, I felt like it's not massively different in performance. Let me just make that clear. It's not like a massive difference in performance. They all do perform above average. So I'm talking about 8-9 hours for the new Mula Mula. But after that, it's still on your skin. It's still on the skin, and obviously on clothes. It will go on till the next day. You still smell it. So it's still a good performing fragrance. It's still good projecting, even though the projection with this one is a bit more moderate compared to the original one, which can be a bit loud, like it would fill a room because it is so very noticeable. This one is more refined, more elegant to say, so it's got more added depth to it compared to the original one. And as well, the original one, you all know how much I love that fragrance, so it's no surprise that I'll be here loving the original one. So big question, should you go and buy the new one if you have the older one? Ideally, I would say possibly not. I mean, if you have the new one, you enjoy that one, I wouldn't really highly I wouldn't say I don't recommend. Yes, definitely check it out, and if you feel you need the two, get them. But for the performance and everything they do, you are kind of still in the same bracket of fragrances, so because it's just a continuation of the original fragrance, so to speak. So I wouldn't say it's a completely different fragrance for you to go out and buy it. However, if you are a man who has not got the original formulation, then definitely I would say go out and buy the new one. Definitely, because and this fragrance is gonna get you compliments, like compliments on Mula Mula. Oh my goodness me, it's off the roof. Like everywhere you go, people are gonna wonder, what is that? I've never smelled anything like this. And then you tell them the name, and if they are not fragrance, they have no clue what it is. They're like, oh, I've never heard of that. So that's what it is. So that's the story on, yeah. So the composition with the new one, it's lovely, gorgeous, gourmand-ish, lovely fruits. It's well-rounded fragrance, beautifully made, and as well the original, we all know it's a masterpiece, and this is why Byron have come out with a Franca, because they wouldn't if the line didn't do so well. So deservingly so, we've got a new Franca. So enjoy both formulations if you get a chance to, and if you haven't got the original one, please do go out and buy the new one. So I'm enjoying my bottle, and in the next review I talk about, I will be sharing my thoughts on the I'll be comparing the new Pirates and the older Pirates. So for now, Mula Mula Rouge Extreme and the original, gorgeous fragrances, Byron. It's a masterpiece. This is a solid release again from Byron Fragrances. Byron, I think they know that the pressure is always on, because we are always very much anticipating just great things from Byron. We don't expect anything less, and you know what? They didn't disappoint. So, and as well, I've done a review obviously on Mula Mula, and I've also done a review on the new Dragon, Black Dragon. If you haven't seen that review, do check it out. I'm gonna link the videos down below, and as well the initial impressions on this beauty, Mula Mula Rouge Extreme. For now, that was my comparison video on the Byron Fragrances masterpiece Mula Mula. I shall see you soon. If you are watching this, you haven't clicked that like button and you are not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Please go ahead, click that button. I appreciate all your support, and of course it will help me grow my channel. So thank you so much for being here. I shall see you soon. Do take care. Bye.